2 minutes gone here at Moore Park, and Kildare got the opening score, a point from Paddy Brophy after a good team move down the field. Before that, Laois had an opportunity when Evan O'Carroll saw Damien O'Connor running inside the defence, put a pass through, but just the pass was just out of his reach and just went wide of the post. Kildare now back on the attack again, moving the ball well. Back outside again to Paddy Brophy, thinking of a shot. He overplayed the ball. He's well closed down. Pushed back out the field outside the 45, and back outside again to Kevin Flynn, and Flynn lays the ball off to Tommy Molik, and Molik back across the side of the field. The winger back Kevin Flynn. Flynn puts it inside into the full forward in the corner forward. Adam Tyrrell goes for the score. Adam Tyrrell gets it over the bar, and Chris Conway, 2 good scores for Kildare.
Yeah, 2 very good scores. That one by Adam Tyrrell off his left from a tight angle under the scoreboard, and that assisted by Paddy Brophy. Yeah, Kildare, they're putting a press on the kickouts, but once Laois gain possession, they're dropping back in with David Hyland dropping in as a sweeper from wing back. Mark Timmins sweeping for Laois at that stage, but again, Kildare with the brighter opening for sure.
Laois had a chance of maybe creating something in the opening minute of the game when Evan O'Carroll won the ball. Saw Damien O'Connor inside the defence, put a pass inside, but the pass was just about a foot too long. Connor couldn't get his fingertips to it, and the ball just went out of control. But just a great attack inside. Daniel Flynn, that big ball, racing in from the right hand side, kicks it in and kicks it over the bar, and that's this is a great start for Kildare.
Yeah, good turnover that time by Daniel Flynn. Again, Mark Timmins was picking up the pieces. Robbie Pickett is marking Flynn, but the ball had eluded the two of them. As Timmins came up with the ball, Flynn put in a good hit, turned it over, and it's Paul Cribben with the score out of 13 corner. Paddy O'Sullivan lining out centre back. He had to drop off his man so that Flynn didn't get in for an overlap goal chance. Cribben taking the point, 3-0 to Kildare.
3 great scores then as Kildare open with a flourish, and they've won the ball from the kick out again, and this is a bit worrying from Laois going down on the ball this time. A mistake by the Laois defence again, but he cutting the ball off. Good play inside by Paddy O'Sullivan. Made a bit of a mess of it first, but recovered and is in possession of the ball again. This time is Sean Byrne, and knocked it around again. Laois dispossessed and back on the attack again, looking for another score. Kildare, the ball curling in over the bar, and it's Paul Cribben again. And Laois are in some trouble.
Yeah, they haven't bounced into the game like they have on previous occasions, and Kildare have started with their tails up, and that it was a big hit that time by Adam Tyrrell. They're certainly setting out their stall from the defensive point of view. 2 big turnovers from their full forward line men. That one on Sean Byrne, and again it was Cribben who ended up kicking a point with his left heading to the scoreboard that time. 4-0 and Laois under pressure big time. Big kick out by Corbett.
Massive kick out, goes deep into the Kildare half of the field. Lillis tries to go down on, but Laois dispossessed again. One back there by Tommy Molik, and pressure is on. Going after the ball is Kevin Feely. Feely wins the ball, and Lowry trying to track him across. Cutting in well there for Laois was Sean O'Flynn. The ball back across that line over to Damien O'Connor. Damien O'Connor dispossessed, and this Laois been caught time and time again, and it's Kildare winning the ball and back on the attack. And it's Niall Kelly. Kelly drills one straight down along the middle. Laois have an extra man back there, and it's Robbie Pickett. Pickett wins the ball, gives it outside, then to Sean Byrne, and it comes away with the ball. Now Laois have to settle. They trail by 4 points and no score after 5 minutes of play. We've 6 minutes played now. Lovely kick up this side of the field. Great work by Evan O'Carroll, but as the ball went by him, he slipped to the ground and had to go back now and put in the tackle on David Hyland, the captain of Kildare. Outside, Mick O'Grady. O'Grady holding the ball now between the 265s. Back across then to Dave Hyland again. Hyland and Kildare playing with a confidence. Beating again last weekend. They had a players meeting on Monday night, so described as a crisis meeting, but there's no crisis here in Moore Park today. Making his way forward with the ball, Paddy Brophy got the opening score, hits one inside into Daniel Flynn. The ball is well knocked down. Brilliant play back there by Garrod Hanrahan. Worked outside again to John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin lays the ball off, flying through the middle, back inside to Owen Lowry, and Lowry out onto the wing. Now can Laois get a score? They need to settle quickly. The ball's with Evan O'Carroll. O'Carroll away with the ball, up along the side. Being tackled by Kavanagh, pushes him out of the way, and the free is given against him, and referee no doubt about that one.
Yeah, Evan in possession and that, but again I suppose it's something that you see refs bringing in now, you know. Evan with the brush off and that, I suppose. Look, the other side of it, for a forward's point of view, if the hands is put in like that by a defender, I don't think he'd be getting a free.
Kildare in possession of the ball, and it's that man again, Mullick in the middle of the field. Ball is back then to Ger Ryan, being forced backwards and trying to win the ball. This time it's Laois who intercepted. Heavy tackle on Damien O'Connor, and the ball given away. Oh, inexcusable, it has to be said. Kevin Flynn for Kildare. Laois can't settle at all. Giving away balls, being dispossessed, and all the things going on that can go wrong. Kildare in possession. Down along the sideline here. Presented forward, Paul Cribben. Cribben goes for a big one inside. Aiming in there for Flynn. Ball broken down on the far side of the field. Wrestling for it there with Adam Tyrrell. But Kildare win back possession, and it's gone wide. No, the umpire has the hands up, and the ball just gone out to the right and wide, and Chris Laois just can't settle.
No, even Damien O'Connor, when he got the turnover there again, when the hit came in, he lost it, and that's definitely 4 turnovers in terms of, and relatively big hits by Kildare, and just the body language, you know, suggests that obviously Kildare a lot more up for it, which obviously is very disappointing to see. Laois's form has been better recently, but obviously our record against Kildare is abysmal in recent years, and we had hoped obviously to try and resurrect that now, and hopefully Laois will get to settle, get a score soon, and take it from there.
8.5 minutes gone. Ball well broken down on this side of the field. Igor O'Hanlon taken away and running strongly up along the side then was wing half back Sean O'Flynn. He gives it to Owen Lowry. Lowry back across the middle. Pass wasn't a good one, but John O'Loughlin wins it. Been held as he does so. Punches the ball forward to Damien O'Connor. O'Connor looking for his options. Back outside to Jono again. Jono with the ball. Punches the ball across, but it's too high, was it? Taken out of clouds done by Owen Lowry. One of the smallest forwards on the field. Back outside to Kieran Lillis. 30 years of age this week. Punch back outside again to Paddy O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan now, he's still 45 metres out. Kildare defending well, holding Laois out. Sullivan has nowhere to go. Tries to go by the Kildare man, gives the ball off then to Colin Murphy. His first taste of the action. Low ball inside to Damien O'Connor. Back outside to John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin goes for a high one inside in for O'Carroll. Tries to break the ball down, has the ball. Brilliantly won, onto the left boot, turns around, but kicks the ball to the left and wide. Great opportunity. Yeah,
good ball in by John O'Loughlin and that. Evan trying to win the mark. The fist came in, but he went and retrieved possession, turned in on his left, and I suppose it's one from about 28 yards out that we'll be used to seeing Evan scoring and that. But just that little bit more pressure on Laois now at the moment, and could have done with that score, as I say.
Kick out well placed to the far side of the field by goalkeeper Mark Donnellan. Back across the middle over there to Shea Ryan. He's a corner back, but he's gone forward now heading to the 45, the other end of the field. Gives the ball off to Mullick. Back outside again. Hand coming in brilliantly from Trevor Collins, but back outside again to Daniel Flynn. Flynn's shot is aimless and out to the left and wide. And with 10 minutes and 10 seconds gone at O'Moore Park, it's Kildare 4 points, Laois no score. Stand here pretty well, almost full. Just a section down to our right hand side is empty, but the crowds that followed Kildare in the past, not following them at the moment, and well, one would have expected maybe a bigger crowd here at O'Moore Park for this local derby game. Laois have only won once in the last 10 clashes with Kildare, and at the moment it's Kildare who are in the driving seat. Mighty catch in the middle of the field from Kevin Feely. Lillis was struggling from behind. The ball is given forward into Adam Tyrrell. Tyrrell lays the ball off quickly. Dave Hyland. Hyland hits one throw inside. Brilliant mark made by full forward Daniel Flynn. And that's how to win a ball and make a mark.
Yeah, exactly. And again, diving after it. And again, Flynn would have experience from his Australian rules days and that. But a great catch by Feely. And obviously he laid it off to his fellow clubmate, David Hyland, who played the ball in for the mark. Flynn took the shot with his left foot, even though it was a bit to the right of the goals, and thankfully for a Laois point of view, he's knocked it wide.
Well, the mark was brilliant, but the finish then from it wasn't up to expectations, and the ball hit to the right and wide. Short kick out this time. It went to Piggott, and he gives the ball back inside to Niall Corbett. Corbett comes flying away with the ball out to the 45 and lays it off. One forward again for Colin Murphy. Murphy balls into it, but two Kildare men converge on him and knock the ball away from him, and Laois been overturned time and time again. And the ball with Kildare on the far side, if we with Liam Power. They're attacking are the Lily Whites. It's with the corner forward Niall Kelly. Kelly lays it off inside to Paul Cribben, but overplayed the ball, didn't pass it the first time, and then just took the extra step, and the referee gives the free against them, and the free out will be to Laois. And Joe McQuillan from Cavan, the referee today, had a long chat with the four midfielders before he threw the ball in, whatever rules he was laying down. But the ball now on the far side of it, Colin Murphy. He's 50 metres out. He dropped it. He picks it up again. He gives it to Sean Byrne. lays it back inside of John O'Loughlin. John O'Loughlin on the 65, inside into the middle to Paddy O'Sullivan. Man from Port Arlington. Oh, great ball over the head of Damien O'Connor. O'Connor's after it. Can he win the ball? Tries to scoop it up the first time. Second time he has it. Now he's going to face one across the face of the goal. Over to Evan O'Carroll. O'Carroll tried to break the ball down one hand, but the full back Mick O'Grady did brilliantly. Wins the ball. Gives it back to Dave Hyland. Hyland kicks it out to the far side of the field. Kildare work it out. Playing strong, confident football are the Lily Whites. Still inside their own 45. But the options are there, and the option is there for Dave Hyland. Kicks one right down along the far side, where Adam Till comes out and wins it ahead of Hanran. Still with the ball. Long punch across the 65-metre line over to Dave Hyland, who's all over the field at the moment. He fell on his backside, but got the ball back outside again to Adam Tyrrell. Tyrrell lays the ball back to the centre half-back Con Kavanagh from Sarsfields. Kavanagh now is going to go for a big high one. Drop it in around the square. Laois must deal with this one. At dealt because it breaks down easily inside, and the ball is knocked back outside to Robbie Piggott, and Piggott lays it off onto the wing and looks for the return pass up along the sideline. He won't get it. Damien O'Connor goes in, but the boot come in front of him. Back to Piggott. Piggott wins the ball well and steadies himself up, lays it off then to Paddy O'Sullivan. Back inside into the middle. John O'Loughlin bursting his way forward, and he's gone by 2 or 3 players, and still Jono runs out of ground, punches it back inside of Damien O'Connor. O'Connor kicks one across to the far side of the field. Evan O'Carroll should win this one. Out to the ball first, about 2 steps ahead of his man. His man is the full back inside Mick O'Grady. O'Grady makes it along the end line. O'Grady holding him out. Evan turns left, turns right, pulled around the head. Advantage being given. Eventually the free. Took a long time to blow.
It did, yeah, but in fairness he had the hand up because obviously he was fouled twice by Mick O'Grady when he faced him up first, and then Kevin Flynn when he came in, both of them tackling relatively high with both hands and that, but one of them has gone down now, looks possibly with an injury for Kildare and that, but Evan hopefully will register a score here now off the 14-yard free for Laois, just to the left of the goals, about 15 yards to the left of the goals towards the sideline, and that the far side seems to be that bit obviously under the stand here where the managers and teams come out is wet. The far side of the field is probably even a little bit wetter. Normally that's where the bit of water lodges from time to time, and when Colin Murphy hopped it there previously, it didn't even move off the ground, didn't come back up to him earlier and that. So hopefully this score, it is going to be just on 15 minutes for Laois to register their first score, hopefully once Evan obliges in that. And they have had, I suppose, a 50-50 exchanges in the last 7 or 8 minutes and that, but hopefully they'll notch this one now. Evan just spinning in, and Julie obliges Laois off the mark and that, and really need to push on from here.
Yeah, 3 points between the sides, 4 points to 1 after 15 minutes of play. Evan O'Carroll tapping that one over the bar. The pitch is soft and not about that. We had very heavy, the heaviest you could have, hailstones about 10 minutes before the start of the game here. I'd spoken to Mike Crook before that, asked him about the pitch, and he said it was soft. He said, but it is what it is. What's your attitude? Get on with it and play. And the sun is shining here now to Moore Park as the ball is with Paul Cribben. Kicks it in low. Mark is met again, this time by Daniel Flynn. And the referee saying he
didn't signal with the arm up for the mark. And again, I'm not sure if it's in the written laws, but that's what they have come back with from that the referees want him to signal with one arm up. Whether he called it verbally or not, but it was fairly obvious when he got possession he was taking the mark. He turned to go backwards to step back, but Joe McQuillan not allowing for the mark. As I say, that one was 38 yards out straight in front of the goals on his right foot. You'd have to fancy him to notch that one. So again, we'll gladly take it.
Laois attacking. Lowry with the ball. Kicks it across the face of the square. Lovely ball in the edge of the square. Murphy has the ball. Turns left, turns right. Kicks it in, blocked down. Just delayed too long. Golden goal opportunity for Colin Murphy. And just not playing with the confidence at the moment that he had maybe a year ago. Great pass from Lowry across on the right hand side, across the face of the goal. And opportunity was there for a goal for Laois. Down the far side of the field. Foul is committed. Back down there by John O'Loughlin. But that was a great chance for Murphy.
Oh, great chance, great ball across. I think it was Owen Lowry or Damien O'Connor put it across. Colin took it on his left foot. It was 13 yards out on his left foot, but he tried to come back on his right, turned into 2 defenders, ended up going back on his left to try and settle for a point, and got blocked. If he had to go on to his left initially, the way he received the ball, neither defenders would have got near him and he would have had a shot on Donlan.
Great block down by Trevor Collins on a Kildare attack. Kildare in possession of the ball. Oh, great play again. This time by the wing half back, Sean O'Flynn. But the ball comes out to Molik. Tommy Molik goes for the score. And Tommy Molik the midfielder, a mighty kick from nearly 40 metres out, pops the ball over the bar, and Kildare are back into a 4-point lead, 5 points to 1. Laois have only scored once in 17 minutes.
Yeah, it's a 4-point turnaround, Jack. Instead of being level, we're back 4 down, you know. Costly error and that, and obviously in the ground conditions that you're in, wherever way your momentum is the way you should stay travelling in these conditions.
Kieran Lillis, long solo run from him, from the 65, inside to the 20-metre line. Lovely ball put across the... Oh, it bounced, and it just didn't bounce high enough for Evan O'Carroll, who had made a run out from the far side of the field. He's after the ball, kicked out over the sideline, and good persistence by Evan O'Carroll. Just didn't come up another 6 inches for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was Ross Munnelly on the spin here off Kieran Lillis, and that didn't take on the shot. Played a lovely ball across towards the 21 and that, and unfortunately just didn't come up for Evan. As I said, the far side of the field, obviously just in front of the goals where it was marked after the 4 matches last week on the 30-yard line, and the 40-yard line is heavy. But Damien O'Connor going in and turned over back to Sean Byrne.
Sean Byrne with the ball, kicks a lovely ball across this side of the field. Over here to Sean O'Flynn. O'Flynn makes it past the 45 and going strong again. Inside to the 20-metre line. Opportunity here now from him. Kicks it in. That's a great score. Had the confidence to go for it and so badly needed.
Yeah, real good score again. He took that ball across outside the 50 from Sean Byrne, drove at his man up around under the stand and that, and stepped in on his left foot and duly obliged from about 28 yards out. Very good score from the under 20 player. Will be following next Friday night.
Absolutely, and we'll have a full commentary of that game here on Midlands 103 next Friday night, as Kildare are back on the attack again from Carlow against Dublin. Under 20, Leinster under 20 final. In possession of the ball, Daniel Flynn gives the ball back outside, but Niall Kelly snapped at it and snapped it away out to the left and wide. 3 wides for Kildare, 3 wides for Laois. On the scoreboard, it's 5 points to 2 in favour of Kildare. Getting off to a blistering start, Paddy Brophy, Adam Tyrrell and 2 Paul Gribben points, giving them a 4-point lead after only 4.5 minutes of play. Now with the kick out, it's Corbett going long again. Under this one is John O'Loughlin. Ball is just knocked away from him. They're waiting for this Con Kavanagh. Back to Tommy Mulik. Mulik out to the far side of the field, taken on the run by Dave Hyland. From a tie, the captain, still Hyland, lays the ball off to Paddy Brophy, flying by him, back outside again. And then a lovely little pass. They're playing with some confidence, Kildare. Inside to Niall Kelly. Kelly goes for the score, and that's a delightful score from the Titus of England.
Yeah, very good score, and that again, it's again off the wrong side, and that with his right foot inside the 14. But they're after clipping 3 out or 6 scores, and that from those type of angles. That time it was Adam Tyrrell supplying the ball into his opposite corner forward, Niall Kelly, and that, and he duly obliged with the finish, spinning quickly. They're getting the ball. They're finding their full forward a lot easier than we are, and transferring the ball quick. Good ball this time to Kieran Lillis. He's on there 65.
Lovely ball from Lillis. He has a man outside on the side of the field. He's Colin Murphy. Murphy takes the ball. Damien O'Connor's gone flying by inside. He didn't pass the ball into him. They should have given the ball away. Back outside to Ross Munnelly. Munnelly turns back onto his left. Munnelly kicks the ball in, but he pulls it as well and pulls it out to the right and wide. And there's words of one of the Kildare players after. But really, Murphy should have given it to O'Connor.
He should have given it to O'Connor, or as I say, Jack, he's moving onto his right foot, hitting 25 yards out. Had a bit of room because of O'Connor's run off his man. Should have either clipped the point or passed it on.
Short kick out, and it comes outside then to Con Kavanagh. He's a centre half back. He's on the 65. He's on the other 65 now. John O'Loughlin trying to put in a tackle. Kicks it on down. Getting out brilliantly told was Piggott, but he didn't win the ball. And it's inside him is the full forward, Daniel Flynn. Flynn goes for the score, but Flynn hits the ball to the right and wide as well.
Yeah, it was just symptomatic though, as you say, Colin. He's not playing with the same confidence as he was towards the end of the league and the championship last year and that. And I suppose he's maybe doubting himself for taking that little extra half second, and that's all it takes for a back to close in, especially in the underfoot conditions that we have now.
Big kick out again from Corbett to the far side of the field, but the ball again every time Kildare are intelligently breaking the ball down, and they might have an opportunity here. Ball is won, ball is kicked, but it just turned off at the last minute off the boot of Adam Tyrrell, and it registers Kildare's 5th wide of the day.
Yeah, again they're finding their full forward line with that diagonal ball, and that Jack O'Connor is very strong on the kick passing, and as I mentioned to you earlier, Jack, playing in Newbridge in the tight surroundings and that they have there in Connaught Park, I don't think it would suit a Jack O'Connor team and that, and you know that bit wider open space of O'Moore Park certainly they're finding their men on the inside line that bit quicker.
6 points to 2 then. Kildare lead out of Moore Park. 22 minutes gone. Again, Kildare win the ball from the kick out and win the free as well, as Tommy Mullick was in possession. Diving into the ball is Mark Timmins. Wins a great ball. Under pressure, he punches the ball out. Now it's an opportunity for Laois. Away to come with the ball. Kick quickly up for Evan O'Carroll, who's way out. Goes sliding in, 65 metres out. Wins the ball, comes back over. The hand has been pulled. He's been dragged. He wins the free. He's going to take it quickly. Kicks one inside. Inside towards Lowry. Lowry breaks the ball out. Return. Oh, great save! Lowry hit it first time. Soccer style on the ground. Back outside to Lowry again. From Murphy. Back to Ross Munnelly. Towards the dummy. Onto the right. Back out to Murphy again. Murphy's under pressure. Been pulled, been dragged. He has to kick the ball way back out the field. It's gone way out. Sliding in with the ball with O'Loughlin. Kildare though tipped it forward into the part of Paul Cribben. Cribben's away with the ball. Cribben going for the score. Turn just out to the right and wide. What a mess at the other end.
Yeah, it was obviously Lowry, you'd have to say, probably done the right option in the conditions and that, let him fly from outside the 14. Donlan is a big keeper and that, good save. Probably when it spinned out to the 15 corner and that, as I mentioned, we've seen Kildare clip 3 points. I was surprised that Ross, when he was on his left foot, didn't have a go for the point, stepped back in on his right, and again the space got closed. Kildare broke forward, but thankfully Cribben was wide on that occasion.
Kildare win back possession again from the kick out yet again. And they punch it back in. You think they had 2 extra men on the field of play. Con Kavanagh punches it forward. Great pass into the path of a flying corner forward, Niall Kelly. He kicks a high one inside. Work to be done here now. Ball is broken down. Kildare man in behind. Oh, brilliant play back there by Good. Absolutely superb. Away with the ball. And that was a real opportunity had the ball not been gathered. But it dispossessed Paddy O'Sullivan, having brought the ball out 40 yards. Taken on the run by Daniel Flynn. Flynn now on the edge of the big square. Punch and tackle coming in. And frustration, I would say, on John O'Loughlin.
Yeah, again, Flynn winning the free, but again, it was Flynn who turned over Paddy O'Sullivan, and that Paddy had done real well to retrieve the ball, that dangerous breaking ball. If he hadn't have won it, Kildare were in for a goal chance. Unfortunately, he carried it from the 14 towards the 50 and was met with the tackle, and I dare say his hamstring, he may be a little bit tight, but he's walking, gingerly walking back away. I thought he was going to maybe look for treatment, and Kevin Feely obliges for Kildare to go 7-2 ahead after 25 minutes. But again, it's another turnover that Michael Quirk won't be happy about. The statistics won't read well in that field at half time, nor will they for the breaks around midfield. 5
points is the gap then. 7 points to 2. Literally very little breeze here at the Moore Park. Whatever it is blowing in favour of Kildare. 25 minutes gone in this opening half. Laois need a couple of scores. They go up this time. They all went up, but it's Kildare who brought the ball down yet again. And they're back on the attack, and the ball is led off inside to the fullback, who's inside the 40-metre line. And that's Mike O'Grady out onto the wing to Paul Cribben. Cribben goes for the score with a 7 wide of the game. And again, Owen Kearns comes chasing in. He's not happy with whatever's happening in that full back line and the kick-outs in particular. He's going in to talk to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, particularly, I suppose, Corbett is ending up having to go along on that. As I said, Kildare, like a lot of teams now, Laois are doing the same. Ever since Kerry last year during the summer with Dublin and that, they're putting the press on the kick-out with sort of 4 men in the full forward line to cut out that short option and that. Corbett has getting good distance and that, reaching halfway on the far 65 on a number of occasions, but it's really it's the half forward line and the midfield, you know, that really Laois need to concentrate on, because Kildare have had a couple of marks, but they're breaking. On that occasion it was Mick O'Grady, the fullback. Upon other occasions Con Kavanagh and David Hyland have come up with the breaks, and Cribben was found inside that time and that, and it was probably his easiest opportunity. He's had 2 points, but I make it 3 wides for him now as well.
A lot of players, when that kick out the last time, 4 players went up into the air, 4 of them came down awkwardly onto the ground. They've all 3 of them receiving treatment. The kick out will come now again. What is there a change in Corbett's kick outs? I think he's been asked to place them, but trying to place them with the way Kildare pushed up. Ball falls past them all this time. John O'Loughlin is after the ball, out near the sideline, putting under pressure on the midfielder Kevin Feely. He gets the ball back to Mick O'Grady, and O'Grady back to Con Kavanagh, and Kavanagh comes charging forward. It's all Kildare. They're totally dominating the game here out of Moore Park. They lead by 5 points, 7 points to 2. Ball kicked across, cut off back there by Kieran Lillis. Need Kieran more in the game. The ball then kicked up along the side. It's a wonderful pass taken by Lowry. Lowry on the run. The pass was from Sean Byrne. Still Lowry. He's gone to the 14. He stopped. He checked. He's blocked down after all of that. Oh, taken candy from a child. There's no doubt about it. After a marvellous run, it was really juvenile stuff at the end of it all. The ball is back with Kildare. Laois not able to make any progress. Not able to get the points. The ball between the bars, shall we say. And it's Kildare who are in possession of it again. Lillis comes in with a tackle. But it's Kildare. Laois playing second fiddle to them. Ball across the middle. Bouncing tackle coming in there from O'Connor. The ball is given back though to the wing half forward, Paddy Brophy. And he back farther again. Back past the 45 to Owen Doyle. But quick one down along the wing. And now Kildare will come at speed. Down to the 45. The ball is head off to Liam Power. Power's going to go for a score. Fancied his chances, he did, and got it over the bar. Wonderful score from Liam Power.
Yeah, real good score, and that from distance, and that by Power. He put it up and it carried well over the bar, and that's 5 of the Kildare forwards. The only one who hasn't scored yet is Daniel Flynn, and he has caused his share of problems up there, and the 2 midfielders have scored as well, albeit Feely from free. But again, as you mentioned, Owen Lowry that time breaking forward. Again, he's heading onto his left foot, I know, but turning back in on his right foot. Tommy Mulick just waiting for him and getting the block and that. You know, Mulick is chasing him. Lowry with the burners on, and he should have just tried to clip the point with his left foot. I know it mightn't be as strong as he might like it to be, but again, that's what the training ground is for.
In possession of the ball going forward is the Laois full back Mark Timmins, 40 metres out. Kicks a high one inside, in the middle square, shot! Oh! From 3 metres out, Evan O'Carroll kicks the ball over the bar.
Ah, yeah, great ball in by Mark Timmins, and that in over the cover, in over Mick O'Grady. Evan caught it, heading in on goal and all. And again, you would have backed him. You would have been very happy seeing it ending in Evan's hands and that. And really, again, it's 8-3, and it's a couple of goal chances gone a begging for Laois.
Oh, that was a real goal chance. He just couldn't keep the ball down. Came off his boot and went way up into the air from just inside the small square. That'll tell you how near it was. The ball is with Paul Cribben. Gives the ball back outside. Right. Long one back in. Intercepted by Damien O'Connor. And he goes for the long one forward. Up to Ross Munnelly. Munnelly wins the ball. He's only one Laois man inside him. He tries to get it across to him, but taken down in front of the post. And I think it was harmless enough, Chris. We'll take that one.
We will for sure, yeah. Again, obviously Mick O'Grady is in close proximity with Evan and that, so Evan is trying to break off for the ball from Ross. Again, there were 2-on-3 inside the Kildare half, hence when Ross won it just outside the 50, he spun straight away, wanting to get it in as quickly as possible to Evan, and I think it was probably as much to do with the space that Evan had as much as the foul that Joe McQuillan and that called it up for the free and that. But again, it's 27 yards out straight in front of the goals, and Evan is getting a bit of treatment, maybe milking it a small bit, and but hopefully notch the free and that to have to make the deficit 8-4 and that.
Evan O'Carroll in with the free again. Dead straight in front of the post, about 5 metres out, with 30 and a half minutes gone on the clock, and badly needed score for Laois if he can knock this one over and bring it back to a 4-point game. And kicks it in, kicks it high, kicks it over the bar. 4 points between the sides, 8 points to 4. Evan O'Carroll, delightful ball, it has to be helping Ross Munnelly in. Great clearance to him when he won it. Saw O'Carroll inside, but O'Carroll slipped or pushed or whatever it was, got the free anyway. We'll say he was pushed. Kick out comes inside for Mark Donnellan. A massive kick to the far side of the field. Up go the hands, blocks down for John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin punches it back inside to his partner Kieran Lillis. Kieran, lovely, no, it wasn't a lovely ball. Kicked the ball straight away, and the Lillywhites come flying back, and it's Dave Hyland doing out back to captain. Stopped and checked, punches the ball inside. They're full of running, but this time the kick is not a good one as it drops short inside to Corbett. Niall Corbett from Clonishlee. If the ball outside and run back inside in the middle to John O'Loughlin on the edge of the semicircle, and he comes soloing away, just slows it down. Back to Mark Timmins. Timmins got forward and delivered a delightful pass for what should have been a goal. But anyway, back with Lowry, who's back defending and covering every blade of glass. Really coming into the fore the last couple of matches. Long ball up along the far side. Damien O'Connor goes chasing after it from Timahoe. He wins the ball between the 20 and 45. Punches it back inside for Ross Munnelly. Munnelly has to go down low for it. On the kick, he kicks it inside for Evan O'Carroll. But cutting across in front of him was Kevin Flynn. And then the tackle coming in from Evan O'Carroll on the end line. And the referee might have the book out, Joe McQuillan, but strong tackle. But if Laois could get another point or two in the last couple of minutes and just narrow that gap, give them some hope for the second half.
Yeah, it would. They were down by 4 points and that after 8 minutes. We still find ourselves 4 points down and really living on scraps around the middle third and middle of the field and that. And it's a yellow card for Evan and that just caught Kevin Flynn a bit high. And as O'Flynn again dropping back in front of him and that, Kildare just seemed to have more energy and that, and as you mentioned, alluded to earlier, it's as if they have a spare man on the field and that. This time it's Paddy Brophy coming down under the stand and he offloads to Kevin Flynn, who steps inside Damien O'Connor and wins another free. John O'Loughlin happened to fall upon him, just purely unintentional and that. I don't know why the ref has the book out, because again he's just taking Damien's number and that just for the foul, and O'Flynn is getting back to his head. More of an innocuous fall by Jono, and that Jono has come into the game a bit more of late, but again we do need more out of the midfield, but again they're being swamped and it's more so the breaks that's needed. O'Flynn, yeah, he's going off, obviously a blood sub and that, just on the back of the head I'd imagine. So Kildare down to 14, they don't have a man ready and the ref is giving them time to wait.
33 and a half minutes gone then in this opening half. It's double scores, 8 points to 4. Kildare lead out of Moore Park. The ball hit back inside into the midfielder Tommy Molik. Molik making his way forward. Kildare are running at least all of the time. Back this the sub on for Kildare, and this time and it's Keith Cribben. Keith Cribben is on, the number 18, on as a blood sub. They're in possession of the ball. Long ball kicks across the side of the field, picked up here by Shea Ryan from Sarsfield as well. He's the number 2. Back great into tackle by Robbie Piggott. Knocked the ball away, but it's picked up again by Daniel Flynn. Flynn leaves it off into the middle to Feely, and farther again to Paddy Brophy, and Paddy leaves the ball back. Kildare winding up for something, looking for more scores before half time. Good tackle coming in, that time from the Laois corner back, Trevor Collins. But Kildare still in possession, still coming forward. Laois holding him out to the 45-metre line. Then the quick kick comes in around, dropping in, but it dropped too far. And it's Kildare's 8 wide of the opening half. A half a minute of normal time left. In this opening half, and whatever the referee adds on, down on the sideline here, and we have Mike Quirk having words with the linesman. Don't know what it is about, but he's having strong words with him, whatever he wants, and whatever he's not happy with. With the kick out is Niall Corbett. The last couple of seconds of normal time. No indication as yet. Timmins with the ball from, no, it's Sean O'Flynn actually who got it, gives it to Robbie Piggott. Piggott up along the sideline. He stops. He has Flynn inside him. Lays it off again. Sean O'Flynn with the ball going forward. Slips the ground. Got a tackle. Damien O'Connor tackles strongly again. Gives it forward into Paddy O'Sullivan. Ball lost again by Laois and turned over by Kildare. And then the foul committed in the free is to Kildare. The Kildare crowd, who are in the majority in the stand, are loving every minute of this. Ball kicked in forward. Good tackling, but the ball falls kindly for Niall Kelly. Kelly on the attack for Kildare. 20 minutes out, 3 minutes of additional time. The ball is back. John O'Loughlin comes in strongly, too strongly with the boot, and he was ticked a minute ago. But the referee now, linesman is in. Whatever Mike Quirk was saying on the sideline, the linesman is in having words with the referee. Nothing major took place there. And now the goalkeeper, Mark Donnellan, coming down to take the free, which is outside the 45.
Yeah, he has a big boot on him, and that Donnellan has, and that, but Feely is thinking about it. Feely often takes the 50s. It is only 10 yards in from the stand. A little bit of indecision, or are they just the lane time? To me, I've suggested the lane time factor.
The lane time, and we're in a minute of additional time has been played. There'll be 2 minutes left to play. Kildare lead by 8 points to 4 against Laois here at MW Hire Moore Park. It's a massive kick, mighty kick, but just inches out to the left and wide, the 9th wide of the game for Kildare, and that'll tell you. Coming back on was it Feely who went off injured?
Kevin Flynn, the wing back.
Kevin Flynn back on now, wearing number 21 on the jersey. 27 it is. The eyesight not great today as the kick out comes to the far side of the field. Up goes Jono, ball's broken on out of his hands, but Laois will win it this time. Picked up by the wing half forward Sean Byrne. Back to centre half forward Owen Lowry. He lays it off again. John O'Loughlin with the ball now, going to the 65. Outside him he has Lowry. Lowry just holding on it, looking at his options. Comes away, low to the ground, has a man this side of the field, kicks it across to him. It's the corner back, Trevor Collins. Collins forward all, heading to the 20-metre line. Still Trevor Collins. His way is blocked. He gives it back outside to Kieran Lillis. Timmins was looking for the ball outside of him. Lillis gives the ball off. Back to Piggott, the centre half back. He lays it off again. Looking for this side of the field again is the cornerback Trevor Collins. He has the ball now 40 metres out. Little chip inside for Damien O'Connor. O'Connor goes down and wins the ball. Turns around and kicks it. It'll curl across to the far side. One over there by Conor Murphy. Murphy with the ball, but there's no way forward. Has to kick one way back out the field again. Out to John O'Loughlin on the 45. Thinking of a kick from there. Punches one across into the middle again to Lowry. Lowry, Lowell on the ground. Picked up by Piggott. Back to Lowry again. Lowry 40 metres out. Lays the ball off to Timmins. Timmins goes for the goal, but it only dribbled into the hands of the goalkeeper. The shot from Timmins. He made a long way forward. Now they have to get back in defensively. And that was a poor finish at the end of all that. Just didn't get the force behind it. Needed a point. Needed something to narrow the gap. Lovely ball. Down along the sideline. Down there to Paul Cribben. And the quick one inside. Work to be done here now. Lee's trying to hold Kildare out. Get any more scores. The ball kicked in by Tommy Molik. And Molik goes way wide of the post for the 10th wide of the opening half. As the referee blows the half-time whistle. Would Laois be happy enough with a 4-point deficit at half-time?
Well, relative to obviously the possession and that, and obviously the fact that Kildare have had 10 wides, but obviously we've had the two better goal chances in it, and again just a couple of other opportunities where I think the early start for Kildare knocked a bit of confidence, and definitely upon 3 or 4 occasions Laois forwards should have clipped for their score that bit quicker, instead pausing on it and ending up under pressure on 2 occasions getting blocked. Michael Quirk obviously won't be too happy. Again, obviously it's probably his most difficult half-time team talk so far of the year.
Absolutely. Laois have gone well in the opening half of previous games, maybe faded a little in the second half, but here at O'Moore Park they have to produce it all though for the second half to get something out of this game. At half-time it's Kildare 8, Laois 4. Second half underway down here at the Moore Park. Long kick forward from Damien O'Connor, cut off though, straight to the centre half back. Con Kavanagh. A ball delivered to the far side. Kildare lead by 8 points to 4. Start of the second half. Sun shining down on the Moore Park in Portlaoise, and ball worked back inside into the middle to Mick O'Grady. O'Grady loses the ball, but Damien O'Connor's in pursuit. Turns back around. He has a man gone ahead of him. Tommy Mullick lays the ball off to him. Big man in the middle of the field. Lovely ball then punched across to the side of the field from Mullick. Over here is Daniel Flynn. Flynn lays the ball off. Baird down on goal. The edge of the square. Kicks it across the face, but the jersey or a body had been pulled inside. Kieran Lillis on the end of that one. And the free will be to Kildare, and just when Laois needed a score to get him going at the start of the second half, is Kildare who are going to get one.
Yeah, Liam Power again shown, obviously by his name, a good power going in along the end line, and Adam Turrell will probably clip the free here now with his left foot, and that from the 14-yard line. Oh Jesus, he's gone for a goal chance.
There's a goal, no, great tackle, the penalty, looks, no, referee says no. Laois got away with that one. Adam Turrell went for the pass across the edge of the square. Mark Timmins down injured in the square, and but that was a re-let off. A tackle coming in, Kildareman went down, and it looked like the referee first of all had the hand over pointing to the penalty spot, but Laois got away with it. 8 points to 4 still. John O'Loughlin with the ball. Timmins is still down injured, and that would be a concern for Laois. Flying down the side, terrible pass going forward from Owen Lowry, and the Kildare will pick it up again, time and time again. So whatever was said in the dressing room at half time, Laois haven't learned from that about giving away possession, and Mark Timmins is in trouble. He's back up limping in around the square. Seems to be going to try and work it off. Looks to be somewhere down around the ankle, but doesn't look a happy camper as Mark Timmins, holding onto the leg still as the attack is going to come into him now. He'll be forced into running somewhere to stop them, as Kildare going to go for the score. Massive kick, kicked high, but they're adding to their 10 first half wides, and that was quick thinking by Kildare, but Laois got away with it.
It was, yeah, 14-yard free just to the right of the goals. As I say, Robbie Piggott done well to come out on the initial attack, and Piggott seemed to be getting a bit of treatment in that from the Laois medics. Just inside the semicircle on a kick out there now, Piggott, but Piggott was receiving treatment. He's obviously marking Daniel Flynn, and the Laois players obviously left Flynn on his own. It was put across to him, straight across in front of goals, coming 12 yards out. Mark Timmins retrieved the situation, got his foot in. As I say, I dare say it was a foot block, and that's why he's injured with his ankle and that. But it seems to be just from the impact, the throw up. Kevin Feely has come up with it, but Piggott's coming out with it now.
Piggott seemed to be in the start of the second half, but he's back flying it again. Lovely pass down along the sideline. Now, Laois must up their game. They trail by 8 points to 4. Kieran Lillis punches it back inside to the middle to John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin making way forward, inside to Lowry. They have to be better with their passing up front, giving away possession time and time again. This time it's Trevor Collins. Lays the ball off. Ross Munley kicks in one low along the ground. It might break kindly for Laois, it doesn't. It breaks kindly for Kildare and for Liam Power. And Kildare will come back again. Again Laois throwing away possession. Long kick to the far side of the field. I think the chase could be in vain. It is in vain. And the sideline ball will be to Laois far side of the field. But time and again they're giving away possession, Chris.
Yeah, again Ross is probably trying to squeeze a pass there through the eye of a needle into Evan O'Carroll, and that it's okay when the space is there, but Kildare had it closed up and that, and obviously turning it over. And Mark Timmins and Robbie Piggott both seem to have run off those knocks and that they received.
Lovely ball inside into Sean O'Flynn, and he delivered that over to the side of the field. Damien O'Connor is in pursuit, wins the ball, 65 metres out. He's a man gone ahead of him. He's going for the high one inside. In towards Evan O'Carroll. Little push in the back. Carroll went to ground. Referee saw nothing wrong with it. Ball is mopped up by the Kildare defence. O'Carroll back in to put the pressure on the goalkeeper inside, Mark Donnellan. He's a big man. Carroll is back out again. Gets a hand to a player, but the ball is still delivered up along the sideline. Now it's Kildare who will come back again. Nothing has changed from the first half. It's still Kildare dominating. Spoke to a couple of Kildare journalists at half time and said, is this their best performance? And they said, definitely our best performance over 35 minutes this year. Played some of it well against Roscommon, but they're playing with a confidence here now today. Ball passed forward again inside to Adam Tyrrell. Tyrrell lays the ball off inside into the centre and taking the return pass to midfielder Kevin Feely. Feely up along the corner. taken there by Niall Kelly. Kelly taken on the Laois defence. Back inside to Feely. Feely lets the ball off. Inside of Daniel Flynn. Flynn loses it, picks it up again, goes for the score, comes off the post and won't go out of play onto the far side of the field. Back covering is Sean O'Flynn. O'Flynn picks the ball up. O'Flynn didn't play for Laois under 20s last week, but will be in the frame next weekend for the Leinster final. Next Friday night, Dr. Cullen Park in Carlow. 7 o'clock is it. And John O'Loughlin in possession of the ball now. On the 65. Lays the ball off to full forward. Colin Murphy. Murphy onto the far side of the field to Kieran Lillis. Lillis lays it back again to Sean O'Flynn. O'Flynn back to Damien O'Connor. O'Connor with a long punch pass across along that 65 metre line. This is a good run forward, but Laois must put it passes and get into a scoring position. It was Trevor Collins who led the ball off down to Paddy O'Sullivan, and Sullivan now. Lowry takes the ball on, but he's going nowhere. He's held out. Physical strength, not able to get it forward. Lays the ball back out to the 60 metre line again. Taken on the run by Trevor Collins. Collins inside to Damien O'Connor. O'Connor little tip pass outside to Evan O'Carroll. O'Carroll onto the left boot. Kicks it into the clouds. I'm going to watch his head. His head will tell the story as the ball goes out to the left and to the left and wide. At least he had a go.
He did have Kieran Lillis out on the stand side though, and he turned in, kicked it with his left and that under a bit of pressure. Mark Barry coming in obviously now for Damien O'Connor. Damien has been busy in that, but I suppose a few turnovers has cost him in that, and Mark, will probably threaten the scoring a lot more in that. Again, another under 20 in that, and hopefully Laois can no score yet in this half and that, but Kildare, as you say, have dominated possession and that, but really Laois need to up the tails. Mark Timmins has drifted out to the midfield now to pick up Liam Power as a wing back.
Kick out comes to the far side of the field. Won again by Kildare. They've won, I'd say, 99% of them. It's with Con Cavan, the centre half back. He's been pushed backwards by that man Mark Barry, who has just come on. Another under 20 for that Leinster final next Friday night. He's gone chasing up along the far side, but Kildare are in possession. Ball punched forward. Running out to it is Daniel Flynn. Flynn the full forward. Lays it back outside of Paddy Brophy. Brophy lays it off again. Back inside to Flynn again, the full forward. Flynn makes his way forward to the 40 metre line. Back again. Ball is kicked in and kicked over the bar. That's a great score. Absolutely brilliantly worked.
Yeah, very well worked down under the terrace side, and Paddy Brophy coming out off the shoulder and that, and just as he did in the first half, gets the opening score of the half with the right foot spinning in from between the 15 and 12 angle.
Nothing, as I say, has changed in this second half. It's still Kildare who are dominating. Excellent point from play by Brophy. Brings the gap to 5 points again. 9 points to 4. And Laois in possession from the kick out this time. John O'Loughlin bursting down along the sideline. Gone ahead of him is Mark Barry. He punches it into his path. Barry, it'll fall to the ground. Barry has to come in strong along the ground. Kicks it out over the sideline. Sideline ball will be to Kildare. And we spoke about it at half time, Chris, again, the difference in the physicality of Kildare and Laois.
Yeah, absolutely, and Kildare have used it to their advantage in that, but again, Jono's hand pass on in front of Mark Barry. Again, winter football, you need to put the ball to chest rather than, it's one thing about the summer, it might hop back up for him and that, but obviously to no avail there.
Ball is with Paddy Brophy, the man who scored the last point. He lays it back inside to Adam Tyrrell. Tyrrell gone to the 45, lovely little chip forward, but it'll go nowhere. It might go over the end line. Out to his Corbett, lets the ball go by. It'll be a kick out. We have 44 minutes played in the game, 9 minutes played in the second half. Laois got the last 2 scores of the opening half, 2 shots from Evan O'Carroll to bring it back to a 4-point game when Kildare had led by 6, 8 points to 4. Paddy Brophy with the opening score of the second half. Laois really haven't threatened yet. One big kick from Evan O'Carroll from about 40 metres out that went wide of the post. Corbett now with the kick out. Holding onto his the number 1 jersey on this Laois team this year, still keeping out Graham Brodie, an all-star nominee, out of it. Ball is forward then to John O'Loughlin. Loughlin cuts away from a couple of players. Strength bringing him forward. Lovely pass across, picked up by Evan O'Carroll. O'Carroll kicks it quickly inside towards Ross Munley. Munley breaks the ball down to Murphy. Murphy takes it on the run on the edge of the square. Murphy shot straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Murphy. Oh, there was no power behind it, and the shot had absolutely no power. John O'Loughlin goes down, he's held down in the ground. The shot was weak for Murphy.
It was, yeah. I'm not sure whether he decided to try and clip the point in that, but it definitely didn't look as if he was going with power for a goal chance in that, which was obviously what Ross Munley had in mind when he broke the ball down well for him. and again it cut open for Murphy. Okay, he was coming in at a tight angle, but again it's a score that should have been registered for Laois, and that Corbett coming up to take a free now from say 48 yards out, but obviously upon the angle, again about 12 yards under the stand. Very similar position to where Mark Donnellan obviously took the free for Kildare in the first half. He nailed him for Clonaslee in the intermediate final. Hopefully he'll oblige here.
Laois, as we say, could do with a score. They trailed by 5 points. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Kicks it in, kicks it brilliantly, Niall Corbett. He nailed that one over the bar. Great score from the Laois goalkeeper, about 50 metres out, 5 metres outside that 45 metre line, and pops it over the bar, brings it back to a 4-point game, 9 points to 5. Clock will tell us exactly 10 minutes gone in the second half. Mike Keogh coming on for Ross Munnelly, and Mick Keogh has got a few chances this year, so he should be able to take this out of both hands.
Yeah, hopefully, and that he started the initial few games and that in the league, and that the first 3 and that, so hopefully his clip can chip in with scores as well, and it's something that Laois need.
Ross Munnelly is off, Mick Keogh is on, the short kick out now from Kildare, and they're playing it around. A couple of passes gone together, back with the goalkeeper. He's under pressure, lays the ball off, kicked out to the middle of the field, grabbed out there 45 metres out by midfielder Kevin Feely, dispossessed by John O'Loughlin. Ball breaks down, running onto it on the far side of the field is Mark Barry. Barry lays the ball off, tackled from behind in possession of the ball was Paddy O'Sullivan. The referee gives the free in favour of Laois, and it's all about awareness. It's all about knowing that you haven't time out there, and some of the Laois players have to learn that.
Yeah, Paddy definitely didn't know that the man was coming in behind him and that, and I dare say he's a bit lucky to get the free, but Corbett is coming up again. It's this time it's a few yards inside the 50, but obviously on the far side of the field, and that's straight. It seems like Owen Lowry has decided to call out Mark Barry, or Evan O'Carroll to take it. I would definitely been leaving that to Corbett, and that again, like, unless Barry is stepping up looking to take it in the first place.
Well, he's a player playing with a bit of confidence, is Mark Barry. He hasn't missed too many. Can he get this one from inside the 45 onto the left boot? Kicks it high, kicks it very high, but kicks it to the right and wide. You were right the first time, Chris.
That's again, whatever you might call it in terms of decision making, junior B or juvenile decision making, and that. Corbett is after nailing a great free. Is a very good free taker off the ground. Runs straight from the goals. Mark Barry doesn't even show any interest in coming to take the free, and someone else calls him out and dictates.
Not good enough. Anyway, back we have 13 minutes gone in the second half. We have a 4-point game here at the Moore Park, but it's Kildare who are dominating and leading by 4 points, but dominating by much more on the field of play. Meanwhile, back down along the field, there was a sideline kick, obviously encroached onto the field, and the linesman with the flag up, and the referee will throw the ball in. Who's getting in for this one? John O'Loughlin is very near it. Down there and just making his way. Lowry goes to the left. Up goes O'Loughlin. Tries to break it down with one hand. Tries to win it when it falls to the ground. But it's Kildare who come away with it. And the foul committed. Jono held on to his man. And the free is to Kildare. Quickly taken. Kicked into the middle of the park. Taken on the run. And then lovely delivery onto this side of the play. Where running onto it was Paddy Brophy. Brophy in possession. Lays the ball off to Daniel Flynn. Flynn being held out back here by Robbie Pickett. Pickett growing into his number 6 jersey game by game, and great play there this time by Trevor Collins. Great pressure, and the foul is committed by the Kildare man holding onto the ball. Quickly taken inside to John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin flying by him onto the far side of the field. Is the wing half back Paddy O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan goes to 165 to the other, and then kicks a long one inside, running out to it to try and win the ball on the far side of the field is Mick Keogh. Keogh has the ball now, down near the corner flag. 2 Kildare men converge on him. He walks it back out to the field, but it's too far, way up the field. It'll run to the 65 and worked away down there by Lowry. Lowry picks it up, chips it back to his goalkeeper, who's 45 metres out. Now there's 2 Kildare men left completely unmarked inside, and nobody has gone back in. Quirk is shouting at them to cover, and they do cover. Hanlon's gone back in, taken on the run by Trevor Collins. Collins lays the ball off to Timmins, who's way down on 20-metre line. He's the full back, laid off again on to Sean Byrne. Byrne to John O'Loughlin. Loughlin throws a dummy, cuts back on side into the left, but there's nowhere to go. Gives it off, short pass to Trevor Collins. back outside to Paddy Sullivan. Sullivan to the far side of the field, picked up by Lowry. You'd like to see players having a shot. Maybe Lowry this time, gone to the 20-metre line, but at a tight angle. He dispossessed, and the ball taken off him, and then commits the foul. And just time after time, Chris, is just not working for Laois.
No, not working, and again, Kildare just leaving the 2 men up, dropping men back again. They're out of that 4 points up, so they can well afford to do it, and also have that bit more energy and pace to break out. But yeah, not good enough, unfortunately, from Laois so far, and we're on the 50-minute mark.
The ball delivered off the side of the field, over here to Kevin Flynn, and back onto the sideline, and kicked out over the sideline. Good defending by Laois this time, and by Robbie Pickett, who's back there covering, and Pickett having a fine game.
Yeah, doing very well. Obviously, Daniel Flynn, as we mentioned earlier, he has shown well for ball and that, but Pickett is sticking to him, and Flynn still hasn't registered on the scoreboard, and that he'll obviously be at the fulcrum of a lot of attacks and that for Kildare during the year.
Sideline kick for Kildare, kicked inside, foul committed then, needlessly it has to be said, on the 20-metre line. 2 Laois defenders converging, and the free will be to Kildare, and an opportunity now for them to extend their lead again. 9 points to 5, 4 between the sides, and certainly Laois would want to show a huge improvement if they're going to take anything out of this game. They trail by 4, this could be 5. Time is ticking on. We're in the 51st minute of the game. The free for Kildare from the right hand side, just on the 14-metre line, looking at the target in there, comes around the corner, and this should be an easy pop, and it is. Kicked in, kicks high, kicked over the bar from Daniel Flynn. And Laois have shown no improvement really. Adam Tyrrell, Laois have shown no improvement at half time really.
No, again, obviously they're dominating the exchanges, Kildare, and they're still finding their men inside that bit quicker with the ball. Another kick out, Jono going up, but again, Adam Tyrrell coming up with the break.
52 minutes gone then in the game, and the referee giving the free to Kildare again. Kieran Lillis was in the middle of that one, and the free quickly taken at least. That was still Sean going forward then. Paddy Brophy lays the ball off inside to Flynn, gives the ball back outside to Adam Tyrrell again. Adam Tyrrell with a left foot kick, puts the face of the goal. Opportunity for Kildare here, kicked in, kicked over the bar by Kevin Flynn. And suddenly there's 6 points between the sides.
Yeah, 6 points, and again, Tyrrell doing well. Again, obviously, Laois, they haven't done well on the breaks and that. Whether the midfield need to try and drop back out another 10 minutes, they haven't been succeeding in winning possession, primary possession either. Corbett tries to find Lillis, but it's spinning actually into Owen Lowry on this occasion.
Lowry lays the ball off, taken by Sean O'Flynn. O'Flynn across to the side of the field to Mark Barry. Mark Barry hits one down along to Evan O'Carroll. O'Carroll now will try and take on the full back, Mick O'Grady. Tries to go back inside into the middle, but O'Grady knocked the ball out of his hands, and he picks it up again. He takes on O'Grady again, hops the ball, really overplayed, still has it, punches one inside, picked up by Murphy. Murphy gets the ball off, taken by Timmins. Timmins making his way through, hits it in, blocked down inside. Ball goes out over the end line, got a knock, and Timmins has got more shots inside today than the other forwards.
Yeah, it looked like it opened up for him at a period, and that coming off Colin Murphy's shoulder, and that blocked out by Kevin Feely, doing well obviously to retrieve, get back in, and that it didn't even reach Donovan, who was coming out upon that occasion, and that Feely doing very well to get back in, get a block on Timmins and that, and that's probably the 4th block down that Kildare have managed to have within the back line for shots on goal.
Laois warming up 2 subs, and I'm looking at the number 22, who was Benny Carroll, and the number 24, who was Gary Walsh. And both of them going to make their appearance very shortly into attack, and Laois could certainly do with a bit of an impact up there. 11 points to 5 then, 6 between the sides. We're in the 19th minute of the second half. Kildare in possession of the ball. Kicked on inside to Daniel Flynn. Under pressure. Laois men around him. Brilliantly. The referee says the boot was in from Robbie Pickett. Technically, probably right, bit harsh.
Yeah, a bit harsh, yeah. I don't think Flynn's fingers were anywhere near it. He had lost the ball. It was on the ground. And Gary is coming in for Colin Murphy, and Benny O'Carroll coming in for, it looks like, Owen Lowry. And on the Kildare side, Keith Cribben had a few minutes as a blood sub in the first half. He's coming in. Upon the Kildare side, no one gone off for them yet.
Owen Lowry coming off. You have to say he's worked himself into the ground.
Yeah, he'll be a bit disappointed. Obviously, you know what I mean. His opening season and form has been good enough, and I suppose Sean Byrne works well as a half forward back into the defensive setup that Laois are trying to create around the middle and that. So it's cribbing for the brother. Again, he opened with 2 points early on, but obviously has had 4 wide since and that, and it's a free now for Adam Turl. Again, 38 yards out on the left foot. If anything, the wind has it's gone across the field, or if not, gone to the 15 corner for Kildare now, and it's curled it in very well.
Oh, it's a great kick from Adam Tyrrell, the corner forward, and from 35 metres or more out against the breeze, pops the ball over the bar, and it puts Laois in real trouble now. 7 points is the gap. Adam Tyrrell popping that one from the free, and the clock will tell us, well, we have 20 minutes gone in this second half, a little bit more, heading to the 21st minute now, and there's no sign of Laois making a comeback into this game. They trail by 7 points. Evan O'Carroll's on the ground, try to get the ball away, just tips the ball back, picked up by Kieran Lillis. Lillis dispossessed, 1, 2, 3, 5 lily white shirts around him, 5 shirts around him, and between them all they dispossessed him. That'll tell you the intensity of the Kildare team and the way they're tackling, and Kieran Lillis not easy to dispossess, but on this occasion nothing you could do. Inside, Gary Walsh is the lone Laoisman now inside the 45 metre line as Kildare are in possession of the ball, calling for this side of the field. Here's the number 22, Conor Harley. Harley picks up the ball. He came on in sub in the second half, punches it back inside into the middle. Kildare looking to open up the Laois defence time and time again. Lovely ball inside for Niall Kelly. Kelly tackled again by Laoismen, but not dispossessed of the ball. Gives it back outside, and then the foul committed on the edge of the semicircle. And there was no question about that one.
No question, and that only question mark whether Joe McQuillan goes to his book and that again. A needless free on that occasion. Again, he's on one of the muckiest patches of the pitch and that, and he's stepping back on his right foot. But again, Tyrrell will probably oblige with the left foot, just coming in on the angle of the D. And it's 12-5, and it's not going to get any rosier, I don't think, Jack, for the last quarter.
With the ball in, Adam Tyrrell, he's been deadly accurate so far. We have 22 minutes played in the second half. Laois in real dire trouble here, it has to be said, as Adam Tyrrell pops his one over the bar, brings the Kildare total at 13 points, but 8 points between the sides, and we certainly didn't expect this, Chris.
No, again, the opening is changes, and that Laois didn't start well, 4-0 down, but had a chance to settle into the game then. But unfortunately, I suppose those missed goal chances, obviously have caused us a problem, but a bigger problem has been around the middle, and that in retaining our possession, be it from kickouts and then in general play getting turned over.
Paddy O'Sullivan with the ball, going to the 45, lays it forward to Mark Barry. Ball knocked away from him, does well to go back and pick it up, puts the ball back outside then to Benny Carroll. Benny back in the Laois team after a long absence. Ball is kicked in by Sean Byrne. Ball broken down to Evan O'Carroll on the edge of the square. Turns on to the left, turns on to the right, throws the ball up, takes it back up again. Tackle brought to the ground, wins the free. 40 metre free just to the left of the posts, and just not getting enough of ball to Evan O'Carroll. I know he's not flying on all cylinders, but you just need to get more ball into him.
Yeah, need to get more ball. Obviously it was Gary who broke that one down for him and that, but again, I suppose, like, you're 13-5 down, he probably should have just let fly, Jack, when he had a sniff at the goal instead of stepping back on the right, and ultimately did get the free in that. But again, when you're 8 points down, you know, you might as well let fly for a goal chance there. That, you know, it was okay, it might be only a half chance in that, but again, just to try and breathe some life back into Laois here, which is badly needed.
7 points is the gap, 13 points to 6. Kildare lead Laois. Kick out will come inside again from Mark Donnellan. Hasn't been that busy. Laois have had 6 wides in the game and only 6 points. 12 shots inside. In possession of the ball, going forward Kildare again. Paddy Brophy lays the ball off, slipping his eye with Piggott, but Piggott did brilliantly to go back and win the ball. Absolutely superb. A ball he shouldn't have won.
Yeah, he's certainly been Laois's best performer today, Jack. Probably himself and Mark Timmins and that in the full back line. But again, when your full back line are your best players, that's telling you something about where the territory is.
In possession of the ball, Kieran Lillis started the league with some great performances. Form has just dropped a little bit, and ball is with John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin lays it off then to Wing half back Paddy O'Sullivan, and back inside again. It comes to Jono. Jono takes the ball, gives it back to Kieran Lillis, calling for this side of the field is Mark Timmins, trying to attack at every opportunity. He's with Paddy O'Sullivan, back to Kieran Lillis, outside of Benny Carroll. Benny holds onto the ball, 45 metres out, back outside again. They're shouting at him to go in, and going in now is Paddy O'Sullivan. Sullivan kicks a high one inside, in towards Evan O'Carroll, wins the ball, tries to break it down, it's on the ground, can't get it up. Kildare, 3 Kildare players around him, gets it back out, scrum half style on the ground, picked up by Tommy Molik. Molik gives it back inside to Paddy Brophy. Paddy Brophy is fouled and brought to the ground, and the free will be to Kildare, free out. But Laois rudderless, or whatever word you put for it, just not able to get the passes together, just not able to finishing touches to it.
Yeah, the space has obviously been cut down on that by Kildare, and that, as we say, just leaving 2 men up, generally speaking, and dropping the rest of them back. But even, just upon that occasion, Paddy O'Sullivan seemed to find a bit of space for Evan, and unfortunately Evan just not claiming the ball first time in order to gain the mark, and that struggling then to get the ball with 3 Kildare lads converging around him, as you says, more of a hopeful pass out then between lads' legs and that, and to no avail, and hence the turnover for Kildare again. Naturally, Laois, under Michael Quirk and that, we've had 5 points upon the board, and that some might say we're lucky above in Roscommon. Done well against Armagh, not so against Cavan here after the open 20, and again maybe Clare had 12 wides last week. We may have been a bit lucky to come out with the 2 points there as well. Mick O'Grady, the full back, approaching our 45.
Mick O'Grady going with the ball, lays the ball off. Kildare come looking for more scores. They lead by 7. Passes across, intercepted by a brilliant play by Paddy O'Sullivan, and then the boot was in, and the free out will be given to Laois, and Mark Timmins in possession of the ball. Kicks it across to the far side of the field. Laois will work it out to defence, but they're not able to work it into attack. 62 minutes gone, 8 minutes left in the game. 28 minutes here at the Moore Park. It used to be a fortress one time, but 2 of the bad defeats coming up, and this Laois can produce something. On the ball, Trevor Collins going forward. He's dispossessed and brought to ground inside the 65, and the free in will be to Laois, and it'll be about 40 metres out, and holding his leg inside is Trevor Collins. Coming forward to take it is Niall Corbett, and Niall, who was successful with the 1 kick he took, maybe should have had a few more. Overall in the game, Laois have not got that many free scoring chances, so is that down to the Kildare defence being...
Yeah, it has. Well, obviously possession-wise as well, but definitely, there hasn't been too many that we would be moaning here upon occasions. And that, okay, a couple of times Evan may have felt he should have got frees in that, but Mick O'Grady, as a full-back, he does give close attention, and Corbett duly obliges again.
Great kick from Niall Corbett. And as Chris said, one earlier after he took the last one and put it over the bar, he should have taken the next one as well. He'd have 3 points on the board now. That brings Laois's total to 13-7. 13-7, so we 6 between the sides here at Moore Park and Board Laois. Laois came back from that against Roscommon, and we've 63 minutes played, 7 minutes left here, 28 minutes gone in this second half. But Kildare very much in control, and they come back attacking again. Laois have had 2 scores in a row. They brought it down. The ball is with Paddy Brophy. Brophy turns around, kicks it in. Out of nowhere and out of nothing, he spun on a sixpence, kicked it over the bar.
Spun on a sixpence again, 30 out on top of the D and that, and hooking it up over the Laois cover. And a 3rd point for Paddy Brophy. Jack Robinson, one of the younger players, and that coming on there now for Niall Kelly. The Thai man getting a good response in that from the Kildare faithful, and that Robinson again, one of those players coming off the under-21 team from a couple of years ago where they did win an All-Ireland and that, and himself and Jimmy Hyland on the bench and that, and obviously Kildare will be looking to push on. A good kick out, direct ball down to Mick Keogh from Corbett from the kick out. Bit of variety.
Absolutely, he won the ball, puts back his into the path on the far side of Sean O'Flynn. O'Flynn making his way forward, gives it inside to Gary Walsh, his first taste of the action. Back outside again, trying to be kick it inside was Harold. He slipped to the ground, and ball just slips away across to the far side of the field, and just not working.
No, representative of the day, Jack, and that, he shaped up and that, he could have, with the outside of the boot and that, and again it would have been ideal chance for Evan to register a score. Laois have only got 2 from play in the whole of the 5 minutes that we've played so far, which doesn't reflect well upon the team or our approach play, not just the forwards but obviously across the board. One of those has been by Sean O'Flynn.
3 frees in the second half and 3 wides as well. It's not only aided by the breeze, only 6 shots at the post inside, but they have had 5 goal scoring chances in the game, 3 in the opening half, 2 in the second, and Kildare haven't had one at Corbett the other end of the field. Now in possession of the ball going forward is Keith Cribben. Cribben lays it out onto the wing, picked out here by Dan Flynn. Flynn making his way forward, wants to go, wants to score, kicks it in, but kicks it to the left and wide. Kildare had 10 wides in the opening half. Playing with the breeze, Laois have had only 3 in this second half. A second half that's now less than 5 minutes left. 4.5 minutes to go here at Moore Park. 7 points is the gap, 14 points to 7. Corbett delivers it out to the wing. Out over here to Garrod Hanrahan. Mount Merrick forward with the ball. Back outside. Barry hits it back inside into the middle. Taken by Paddy O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan forward again to midfielder Kieran Lillis. Kicks a long one across to the far side, but getting there first will be the corner back. Owen Dial out over the sideline ball to be there. Owen Dial kicks it quickly back inside to his other cornerback, Shea Ryan. Ryan tips it outside. Kildare will ruck it up the field. Time is running on. Less than 4 minutes left in the game. 4 minutes of normal time. Crunch attack from John O'Loughlin the side of the field, but Kildare hold possession. O'Loughlin comes charging after again, and he still goes in pursuit of John O'Loughlin, putting in a huge shift, but it's just not working for Laois. All over the field, ball going backwards. Ball is broken down from behind. Great win for Kildare. Lovely little chip inside in towards Shirley with a tackle from behind as the ball runs by. The tackle coming in from the corner forward. Adam Tyrrell out to gather the ball is Niall Corbett. Corbett comes soloing out to the 14-metre line, and then has a man available on the far side is Benny Carroll. Kicks it across to Benny. 3 minutes left in the game. Robbie Pickett dropped it, picked it up again, gives it back to Benny. Benny Carroll on this side of the field. Over here to Sean Byrne. Sean Byrne stops on the 65. Lays it back to Paddy O'Sullivan. Running all around the field with the ball, but not getting into a scoring position. Mark Barry has it, hops it. Barely came back up to him. Turned around, left-footed kick inside. Who's it aim for? Aim for nobody. Picked up by the centre half back, Con Kavanagh for Kildare. Dispossessed inside, but illegally so said the referee. And pretty much aimless, Chris.
Yeah, aimless, but again, Mark Barry with very few runners, you know what I mean, either off the shoulder or down wide, and that, you know, he was in a central position, and that 4 lads very close proximity to him, but again, no energy or no pace coming down the wing, and that, and Jimmy Hyland coming on for Kildare for Daniel Flynn, and Brian Byrne coming in there now for Laois, looks like for Sean Byrne. Again, Brian probably going into the wing forward position, and that has played obviously very flexible, has played in the cornerback for Laois so far in the league, and that, but again with his club Great Cullen would have played on most lines of the field at this stage.
Looking at the list now, only Evan O'Carroll of the starting 6, am I right, and that's on the field now?
The other 5 have been obviously withdrawn, and that, and again only Evan has scored from play, 1 from play, and that, and obviously 3 frees. Niall Corbett with 2 frees, and Sean O'Flynn with a point from the back as well. Again, we've had a few goal chances, and that one of them resulted in a point. The others, most of the rest of them, resulted in blockdowns.
Less than a little over a minute. 68 minutes and 47 seconds it says on the board. So a minute for Laois to put something more respectable on the scoreboard, but what we're looking at on the field of play, that's not going to happen. The ball is back with Sean O'Flynn. He's had a fine game. He gives it to Kieran Lillis, lays it off to John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin cutting down, his way is held up, lays it off again to Brian, but onto the left boot, kicks it in. If that's a score, it's an absolutely marvellous score from Brian Byrne. Yes, nailed it.
Yeah, very good score again, obviously showing more energy, something we've been lacking in that for the last while, with a good run off the shoulder onto his left peg as he headed towards the scoreboard end, and kicked it over from 28 yards out, and that a good score by Brian. A bit more energy, and that done relatively well, and he'll probably be disappointed that he's only getting the last few minutes himself.
Someone in Kildare team number 23 is coming on, who is Neil Flynn, coming in for Adam Tyrrell. So well, I'm just looking at Kildare, we're talking about Laois. Kildare have only Paddy Brophy left of their starting 6 forwards.
They have, yeah, but the only thing, they've registered scores and that, and it's probably given other lads a run out, Jack O'Connor and that, and Ross Glavin there on the sideline. They've been together with Moorfield the last couple of years and that, and Jack will be a lot happier to be coming out of here with 2 points, and they're obviously not out of the woods yet, no more than we are. It is possible to get relegated upon 5 points, but Kildare obviously creeping up on our coattails and that with 4 after this result.
Jimmy Hyland lays the ball off for Kildare. We're into injury time. We haven't seen any notification, have we, as yet? The ball is kicked forward again, this time by Neil Flynn. Foul committed by the Laois defence again. I think it was Trevor Collins that time. It's a free for Kildare, about 25 metres out to the right of the post. Upcoming kicking it is Jack Robinson, but Jack shot tails out and way out to the left and wide. He hurried, he was anxious to take it. Mark, yeah. Absolutely. Now, ball is kicked out. Referee says kick it back inside. Taken too quickly at this stage of the game, doesn't matter. It's back with Niall Corbett again. Corbett hasn't been beaten in the goal today, has scored a couple of points at the other end of the field, and now he comes with the kick out, kicks it short, straight down along the middle. Picked up by Benny Carroll. Carroll lays it off to Kieran Lillis, his Portlaoise clubmate, and he outside to Paddy O'Sullivan from Port Arlington. Along went down to Mark Barry. Barry takes it on down along the far side. Kerry get back in numbers. They've only one player left on my right hand side, up to the Aberleaks end. Lillis is going to go for a score from 40 metres out. Strokes it in, strokes it over the bar. We could do it a few more of those.
Yeah, we could indeed, unfortunately, and that it's not going to. It's a good score by Kieran though, and Benny Carroll obviously done well in the approach play as well. And I dare say trying to put a bit of respectability on the scoreboard. Obviously, you know, as we said earlier, our record against Kildare has been very poor, and unfortunately today won't improve it.
Kieran Lillis scoring on what is today is his 40th league appearance for Laois. Some record for Lillis. 40 times he has tugged out in a league match for Laois, and of course, as I said, 30th birthday celebrations this week as well. Great servant. Ball is back with Kevin Feely. Feely kicks it across the side of the field to Dave Hyland. We're deep into injury time, almost 2 minutes of it played. It's 14 points to 9, 5 between the sides. Ball up along the side of here, on the stand side. It's with Conor Harley. Ball back, laid back outside of Paddy Brophy. Brophy back inside into the centre. Picked up and taken on the run. And taken on the run this time by Conor Harley as well. Going forward, he's fouled on the 40-metre line. It'll be a free into Kildare again. And just playing out time here now at Moore Park. 2.5 minutes. What was the signal, Chris? Didn't see it, no. Didn't see what the extra time was, but it was 2.5 minutes of it played. We imagine about 4 minutes. It's free for Kildare to take it this time. Will be Neil Flynn. Aims it across to the far side of the field. Picked up over there. Substitutes all over the place now, and one of them taken on the run is Jack Robinson. Robinson going for a score, but taken down under the post by Niall Corbett inside. With the referee blowing the whistle, advantage is being played. It'll be a free in for Kildare and a chance to reach 15 points.
Yeah, took of the jersey and that just as he approached, and that Neil Flynn, minute now going over to take the free, and that probably will notch them back to 6 points and that, and probably reflective of how things have been on the field of play and that today. As I said, Kildare will be a lot happier, and that they bounced into the game with the opening 4 points and that, and really I suppose you would have thought that they were the ones coming off the back of some good victories and that, rather than Laois and that beforehand. It gave them a pep in the step, and generally when Kildare have that pep, they can be difficult to contain. Laois needed that good start and that to keep the question marks over Kildare. Obviously Michael Quirk and that, and their Laois squad and that, probably more question marks hanging over them after today.
Ball down along the sideline, down to Mark Barry. Or no, it's the other man with the blue boots. It's Robbie Pickett. Pickett gives it back outside to Kieran Lillis. Lillis lays the ball off to Gary Walsh. He changes direction straight into the middle of the field. Ball with John O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin going to go for the score from outside the semicircle, and he nails it inside. A little too late. The two midfielders getting on the scoreboard for Laois towards the end of the game, but bringing the Laois total to double figures.
Yeah, again, better approach play. Obviously, Gary here with a good switch across to Trevor Collins and that, and with John O'Loughlin running off the shoulder, a good score from Jono. Wouldn't have notched that many scores despite his great service over the years.
Ball forward in again for Kildare, and it's outside of Jimmy Hyland. Taking on the run, coming looking for more scores. Ball broke down, back to Jimmy Hyland again. He slips, held out well over there by Trevor Collins. Gets the ball back over to the corner. Now Kildare are playing with it. Time is ticking on. Almost 5 minutes, almost under 48 minutes of this second half. And Kildare lead by 15 points to 10. 5 between the sides. Poor performance, that has to be said, by Laois all over and throughout. And while there's only 5 points on the scoreboard, I think on the field of play, well beaten on the day. Kildare in possession, playing out time now, putting the pass around. Referee is feeling up, calls a full-time whistle, and Laois have suffered defeat at home for the second time this year, beaten by Cavan, now beaten by Kildare, and beaten comprehensively, Chris.
Yeah, unfortunately so, and that, as you said, it finishes 15-10, but I suppose Michael Quirk, he'll be hoping that obviously some of his long-term injuries and that will be getting back into shape, and that over the last couple of for the last couple of league matches and into championship. I suppose because of the rescheduling of fixtures and that, it's Laois's third game in a row. The definitely lads seem to be heavy. I know conditions aren't obviously good, be it for training or playing the matches and that, but definitely we seemed lethargic and heavy-legged right from the off today.
But after one of the games recently, he didn't want to know about the lads who was missing. He said he wanted to talk about the lads who were playing, so he'll have to rejig that.
Yeah, he will. As I say, he'll certainly be. But as I said, definitely in order to freshen things up and that, he'll certainly be hoping some of them are back, and that some of the, as I say, the injured members of the panel and that are still in with them and that. It's 15-10, you know, the 15-10, and hopefully it's not something that will derail Laois's season and that. Again, a local derby oftentimes can get teams going. It certainly seemed to galvanise Kildare and that, which would be disappointing from our aspect of things.
Every game this year so far, Laois had started well and had been leading at half time or led in most of the first half. But like Kildare got off to a flyer, 4 points up after 4 minutes of play, 4 great points in play, and Laois had no answer.
Yeah, no answer, as I say. Like Laois held the ball probably after winning from the throw up, held the ball probably for 2 minutes, but once Kildare broke forward and that, they were the one registering the scores. They were the one finding their full forward line a lot quicker with diagonal ball and kick passes. We struggled to break them down upon most occasions during it, and unfortunately those couple of goal chances, as I say, that Laois probably needed to breathe a bit of life into them, didn't go our way, and as a result we've come out, you know what I mean, as I say, with at the end of a 5-point defeat and that. But as you said yourself, probably more than that upon the field of play and that, and things within the camp and that, you know, they can get back on the road and get the show on the road again. But as I say, with the away matches ahead, and that, Laois will be hoping to get something out of it, because as I say, with 5 points and with such an open league, we wouldn't be out of the woods yet. 5
points, as usual, probably won't be enough. They need another point, and to get one away against Westmeath, who we have a great record against in recent years, and then to go to the last one away to Fermanagh, that's going to be terribly difficult.
Yeah, again, obviously Kildare's only success so far was the first match at home to Fermanagh, but in that Fermanagh were even beating them in the second half until Daniel Flynn got a goal. You know, when Rory Kavanagh left up there, it was probably felt that maybe they would be on a bit of a downer in that, but they've done relatively well, as I say, in the league so far. Westmeath are up there obviously with ourselves. As regards, obviously there were 8 points down against Armagh, went in front and were unlucky to obviously probably concede a late goal last week to them. Other than that, they'll probably have a point extra than us, and time will tell after the events of today. But as you say, yeah, Cusack Park, and that'll be tricky. It'll be tricky, 2 tricky away matches now for Laois. You know, Carlow got relegated last year out of Division 3 on 5 points, and we certainly wouldn't want to be. We'd definitely want another point. And next week against Westmeath, in the next match, might be our best time for it.
An old friend of mine used to say consistency is everything, and on this league campaign that is not the case. 3 good performances, 2 very poor performances.
Yeah,
and two bad performances at home.
2 bad performances at home, yeah, which will obviously be a disappointing thing for the following, for the home following and that. Again, they're trying to generate a bit more of a buzz around the county and that, back up in Division 2. And I suppose realistically, like Division 2, the league is where things are at now in terms of actually hopefully succeeding in winning something. And it's probably the best barometer of where we are at as a county and that. Obviously everyone, you know, will talk about the championship. It is the main focus, but with Dublin and Leinster and with their dominance across the board, the league is probably a bigger barometer for a lot of teams and that. The home form, yeah, certainly a disappointment and that. But again, maybe out of the last 2 matches away, that's where we'll pick up points again.
And that's it. On the road, it has to be done. Something has to be got of the last 2 games. Huge disappointment here then at the Moore Park today on this performance. At the end of it all, Kildare win by 5, 15 points. Laois 10. My thanks to Chris Conway. And hopefully we'll have better luck on the road in the weeks to come.